Hello and welcome to the Slingshot channel. This is another adder video, but a very special one because it contains the probably most effective hack that I've ever came up with for this thing. And second, I'm also going to show you a new red dot that is from now on my favorite. So this is the adder in the brand new 3.0 configuration. So it's a kind of a sneak preview. I'm going to upload a full video about it later on. But just to give you a few ideas what it is, it has an 18-shot magazine now with additional Picatinny rails here. And of course there's also the adder 2.0 package is also installed in here with the longer lever, the increased lock, and also a 180-pound original EK archery throwing limb set. In any case, 18 shots, that's a lot. And it's a super fun thing to shoot, specifically since the longer lever here makes cocking really easy, even with this stronger 180-pound limb set. And it virtually feels like this thing never runs out of projectiles. You just keep on shooting and shooting and shooting. You get the point, I think, right? Okay, let's do one more. You barely don't see that any of the arrows are missing. Yeah, you get the point. But you also see one of the things that I never liked on the adder concept, and that is the automatic safety. See, every time I cock the weapon, what happens is that the safety is automatically engaged, and every time I shoot, I have to manually disable it. And if I forget it, the weapon simply won't fire. And that is a major disadvantage, because if I want to use this for tactical purposes, which it's supposed to do just fine, you know, there shouldn't be an automatically engaging safety. That's a feature that you need for a single shot crossbow, because it's dangerous while you load it. You want it to be on safe. But on a magazine crossbow, you don't want it. You want it to work just like on a repeating firearm or an automatic firearm. This means that you have to manually engage the safety, and otherwise, per default, it's just not in. So after you've cocked the weapon, it's ready for shooting. So in order to get rid of the automatic safety, you can just saw off the front of the of this little, silver latch here, and then you have actually converted it, but you can't go back because you just destroyed it. Also, you increase the likelihood that a knock can slip into the lock, because that part from the safety catch is just not there anymore. So I'm looking for an easier way to do it, and I just found it, I think. So this is another one of my adders, and this one it's also modified. As you see, it also has the longer lever from the 2.0 kit, which I love. And also I have this hook here, which makes it possible for me to cock the weapon while it's directed to the target. So this is homemade. I just attached a piece of plywood. In any case, this no longer has an automatic safety, not necessarily, because it has this piece here. See? So what happens is that I can show you this. So when I push this to the front, and this is how it would look like when it comes in after the weapon has been cocked. This lever here automatically pushes it back, deactivating it. So it's doing what I have to do manually with my thumb every time I cock it if I don't want the safety. It does this automatically. So again, coming in, push to the front. Now if I want to maintain the automatic safety, so let's get it in, I just simply press on this, shifting this to the side. And now it doesn't touch it anymore. So the automatic safety is still engaged, still in there, and I have to manually disengage it. Just like the original, so I never changed that. So now you have a choice if you want the automatic or the manual safety. And I love it. And all I had to do for this is just make this little piece of wood and drill one hole into the plastic part of the rear shaft and install it, and then I'm done. So very, very simple and effective. And as you see, I'm not touching the safety lever at all. Just not. The advantage is I can keep my hand on here because of the clawed rear stock. Not so happy with the clawed thing in real life. It was easier when I had an easier bow limb set on it. Now it's kind of a little bit awkward. Maybe it's better to go back to the original one. Okay, now I'm flipping over. So I just move this a little bit, not too much. And now I'm back to my manual safety. Let's go shoot. Okay, so I try to press the trigger, but nothing happens. I have to disengage it first, and then I can shoot. I can do this again for you. I cock it, and as you see, this thing is out of the way, so it's not touching the safety lever. I have to manually disengage it, and then I can shoot. And this goes on and on and on. I think you get the point, right? Disengage it, shoot. What do you think about my little hack? I think the 3D guys should get to work and offer it immediately and sell it on eBay or whatever. Now, if you want to do this to your adder, then if you have the Go-Gun 7-shot magazine or the Go-Gun 18-shot magazine, which at this point, I think I'm the only one in the world who has that one, you can install this hack, no problem, no changes, just make this little piece and put it on and you're done. But if you want to use the original EK Archery one, either the 7-shot or the 5-shot one, what you have to do is you have to get rid of a little bit of plastic here. So you can just do this with a hacksaw if you want to, or maybe with a file or whatever. Just you have to take like a few millimeters, like 5 millimeters off this rim here to make room for the lever. So you see this immediately when you put it on it. You just need that space, and this piece of plastic really serves no need. It's just there for decoration, so you can get rid of it and you won't have any functional disadvantages. Now the other product I want to show you is this new red dot. It's the CV Light Eagle Feather red dot sight, and I explained to you why I prefer this over the original EK Archery very much, even though it's costly. Now again, there's nothing really wrong with the original EK Archery one. This is the metal one. As you see, it has 2 brightness setups, and it's a reliable red dot sight. However, what really annoys me a great deal is that when you forget to switch it off, which happened to me like 1,000,000 times, then the battery will be drained in no time, and next time you want to use it, you have no more light and you have to remove the battery first. It's not too hard to do it, but it's really, really bad in case you need the weapon in an emergency and you can't aim with it. So this is what I really hate. But there's now the industry, the red dot industry, has solved this problem. And the answer to the problem is motion activated switchable power. So this means that when you put the weapon away and you don't touch it for a couple of minutes, the red dot will automatically switch itself off, completely going to 0 battery consumption. And as soon as there is motion, it will just simply pop on again. So you can willingly put it away, lock it away if you want, and it won't drain the battery even if the red dot is still switched on. And it will be reliable and automatically be there when you need it without having to switch it on manually. That's what I call useful. And that is what the CV Life has done. The CV Life really works that way. But there is more to it than just not that. Now the first thing that I like on it is that it's very easy to exchange the battery. You don't have to fumble like with the original EK Archery. You just have a ring that you remove a cap and then you have access. Also the adjustments. What I love on these adjustments is that you don't need a tool, because you can use the cap as a mini screwdriver and adjust the sighting. So this is also something that's really useful. You need that kind of Allen key with the original EK Archery. I don't like that a lot. This one switches off after 4 minutes of not being in use, and it automatically switches itself on. Now you can still, by pressing on the minus button for a longer time, you can completely switch it off just to be on the safe side, and if you're on an ocean steamer or whatever, so there's constant vibration, you might want to do that. But other than that, I really see no reason to ever do it. If I lock it away, it is switched off and then it's ready when I need it. Also, it has 3 different reticles. It has just a dot, it has a ring, and it has a dot in a ring, which I like the most. Also, you have like 7 different brightness modes in it, which I also really, really like. And it's supplied not just with a second battery, but you also get a higher mount. So you can get a mount for it that you can simply exchange with tools that are included, and then you can mount it higher. It's not really desirable on the adder because that already sits on the high magazine. But if you have like a firearm with a really low Picatinny rail, then you may want it to be a little bit higher, so you don't have to put your cheek all the way to the stock. So, but that's included in the package. So I put the link to the global store down there below. So I put the link to the global store down there for you. And I know it's $110, so it's costly, but it's also rated for really heavy firearms. So it's just not for crossbows. You can also use it on other guns too. And on the other hand, if you use 10JOE, so 10JOE as a discount code, you will get 10% off. And I have to say, they didn't pay me any money for this. They did give me the red dot, and I'm supposed to give it back. So I'm only really doing it because I think there is a need for a red dot like this. And I've tested many, and this is truly the best one I found so far. So if you are in the market for one, that would be my recommendation. In any case, I hope you like this, because that's it for today. Thanks and bye-bye. Okay, one more for you, just because I don't need to disengage the safety manually anymore. Whoa.